Okay, so what we're going to do here, I'm going to just touch on each of the topics in your syllabus, and then really just kind of touch on the main points of each topic. Okay, so we'll start with box chart. I just wrote down six numbers here. And then so we'll talk about two things. One, we'll talk about working through a box chart question. And then two, we'll talk about interpreting a box chart. Okay, so let's do the first part here. So then draw a box chart. So then first, let's talk about drawing a box chart. So what we'll do here, basically, we follow the same steps. Whatever question you get for box charts, go through the same steps. So step one, make sure the numbers are ordered, right? This is important. So step one, make sure it's ordered. So basically when you see this question, you start by sorting them. 5, 7, 10. And by the way, when you sort them, in order to make sure that you don't miss a number or double count or something, I would recommend that as you're doing this, let's say you see here, these numbers up here, you see 5 is the smallest of 5, and then just cross it off like that. 7, that leaves no room for error, right? And then 10, 11, 15, 22. So that's step one. Step one, we make sure the numbers are ordered. Now step two, identify the max, min, and median. And remember, we do these first because these are the easiest to do, right? So let me write down the numbers again. 5, 7, 10, 11, 15, 22. So max, that's straightforward. Max, right? Min, that's min. And then the median, remember, basically we count. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 numbers. So 6 numbers, if you divide the numbers by half, the median is going to be the average of these two numbers. So median equals average of 10 and 11, which is 10.5. Okay, so the little side note from here. So let's say if you have 5, 7, 10, 11, 12, 15, 22. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 numbers, an even number of numbers, right? So then the median is basically this number here, where you have 3 numbers on the left, and then you have the same amount, 3 numbers on the right. And this is the median, the 11, right? Whereas in this example that we did here, because there are an even number of numbers here, the median is always going to be the average of the middle 2 numbers, okay? So let's cross that off. This is just an illustration. So now we have, let's copy this down again, 5, 7, 10, 11, 15, 22. So now we have min, max, and 10.5 is the median, okay? So basically now what you do is, now we have steps 3, which is basically the final step. Identify the upper quartile and lower quartile. Okay, and remember here the key thing is quartile. So core, Q-U-A-R, that's talking about quarters, right? So basically the easiest thing to do here, and I'm just gonna write 10.5 here. This is the median. So quartile, basically if we look at these numbers, the median divides this 6 numbers into 2 halves. 3 numbers on this side, 3 numbers on this side, basically, right? So the quartile just means if you're taking this half and we're dividing it again. So if you divide everything by dividing everything once in the middle, then we have 2 halves, right? If we take the left half, we divide it again, then we get a quarter, right? So basically now you have, now you're basically just looking at the left-hand side from the median. You divide it again into 2 halves. So this 7 is going to be your, well, this will be the lower quartile. And then similarly, this is to the right of the median. And dividing it again, this 15. So basically the 15 being the middle of this right half. And this is going to be the upper quartile, right? And then one final step, draw the box chart. And so I know it seems a little tedious on the exam, but it's good to follow the steps so that you don't make any mistakes. So now we get to the final step. Basically, remember, we go from left to right. So go from left to right. So what do you do on the left? This is min, lower quartile, right? I'm going to start labeling this. So this is 5. Well, we're going to have a number line underneath here. So this is going to be 5, 0, 5. I'll call this 7. So this is 7. This is the lower quartile, right? And then this is going to be 11. This is going to be 10.5. This is going to be the median. And then the upper quartile is 15. So we go all the way here. This is 15. I apologize, this is not drawn to scale. So we go to 15. And then the maximum is 22. So then we keep going. That's 22. So then there's our box chart. So that's the 4 steps. Number 1, absolutely make sure the numbers are ordered. Number 2, pick out the easiest parts: max, min, median. And then for median, there are 2 scenarios. If you have, let's say, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 numbers, or 8 numbers, or 10 numbers, or 12 numbers, that's even count, right? Then the median is always going to be, you split the ordered series down in the middle, and then the median is going to be the average of these 2 middle numbers. Whereas if you have an odd number of counts, if an odd count of numbers, let's say, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 over here, there's 7 numbers. So for the 7 numbers, literally, you're just splitting it right down the middle, and whatever number that's left in the middle, 11 in this case, is the median. So once we have the max, min, and median, then start from the median, to the left side of the median, we split it in half again. So in this case, 5, 7, 10, split it in half, and we can split it right at 7. So 7 is the lower quartile. And then similarly, we take the right-hand side, the right half, and 15 is the upper quartile. And then with that information, we can draw the box chart, and that completes the construction of the box chart.